All right. Looks like I'm live. All right, great. So yeah. Sorry if you watched the last stream for like a minute or so and couldn't see me, but I'm here now. Um, so this is my first time doing this. Not my first time doing a commentary, but my first time doing this on YouTube. So I just wanted to get things out of the way because I'm just, well, first of all, I'm experimenting with this just to see how it goes and everything. So, anyways, so the topic on here is Will Smith versus Chris Rock. Because, like many people, I was shocked to hear about it. I heard about it on Sunday night. Um, and I was like, nah. So I went to go check it out, and unfortunately, it did happen. It it was pretty hilarious to me. The whole thing was if you look at it from outside view, it was very entertaining, but a lot of things on the inside were not so entertaining. So I have many different reactions to this. Probably the main reaction is, uh, well, let's talk about the incident first. Let's just get into that, unpack that. And I don't expect anyone to actually watch this live, but I know a video will come out later, and I'll be able to at least save these thoughts on my YouTube channel. And anyone is welcome to come on and watch them and comment on the video later if you don't comment in the chat now. So, so yeah. So, anyways, I'm not going to show any videos or anything fancy like that. It's just going to be a basic breakdown. Basically, what happened is Chris Rock. What Chris Rock wasn't even hosting that night. It was three comedians: Amy Schumer, Wanda Sykes, and I think Regina King. If I say her name wrong, I apologize. They were the hosts, but Chris, you know how they roll out the awards. They usually have a celebrity or a pair of celebrities come out and go to the podium, and they have uh, this awkward exchange where they're trying to do a bit and it's trying to be funny, but the whole time they're just staring at the teleprompter because most actors are not comedians, despite what you think. Despite what they think too. Um, so, anyways, for this award, it was for best documentary, and it was done by Chris Rock. He came out, made some jokes. He started out by just poking fun at people in the audience, which I've so okay. Before I continue, I just want to say I've read a ton on this subject about the whole incident and everything. So I was able to get everyone's perspective before making like a final judgment on mine, which honestly, I made a judgment of what I thought right away, but it's only been strengthened by different things that I've heard. So, but anyways, Chris Rock comes out and he is making jokes about people, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. Sometimes jokes are good, sometimes jokes are bad. Then he made a joke to so if you watch the videos, he made a bunch of jokes. He made a joke to Javier Bardem and his wife, which they never mentioned. Elizabeth Shue is her name. um, and then after that, he moved over to Will Smith and had just a little bit of time. And I think he did this as a courtesy. He worked in Jada Pinkett Smith. He said something like GI Jane 2. She's like he's like, Jada, I love you, GI Jane 2. Can't wait to see it. Now, the first time I saw the video, I had no idea what he meant by the joke because I'm pretty clueless. Like I said, this, like I say on here, it's a pedestrian view of what's going on. So I'm just like a passerby. I don't know what's going on. Um, so I looked it up eventually. Um, so yeah, GI Jane 2 is a reference to the movie GI Jane, where Demi Moore had to shave her head. I have seen that movie. Came out in '97. It's not bad. Not bad. It's not. It's not bad. Not like Oscar worthy or anything, but it's good. It's worth a watch if you got some time. Um, but anyways, the reason he made that joke was because Jada Pinkett Smith also had a bald head. Um, and I did not know this. And people are saying they don't know if Chris knew it or not. Which I have no idea. I don't think anyone knows. Um, but she suffers from alopecia, which is a immunodeficiency, not deficiency, immunodeficient um, condition, basically, where it causes a person to lose their hair. So she's decided to get ahead of it, and instead of just having clumps of hair fall out, she just decided, screw it, I'm gonna shave my whole head. She's made videos on it. She talked about it on her Facebook show, which I have not seen before, but I heard about it. Um, and yeah, so yeah, that's basically what happened. What happened? Made the joke. Did not land well. However, this is very important. Will Smith was laughing at the joke. Now, Jada did not, according to the video, which is the only source we have right now, because Jada won't say anything, which is unfortunate. It would be nice to get her take on it, but whatever. Um, she appeared not to like the joke, and it was probably because she thought that um, Chris Rock was alluding to her alopecia, which, like I said, I didn't know about it at the time. I don't think he knew about it at the time. A lot of people didn't know about it, even though she admitted that she started doing it. Like she admitted not starting to do it. She admitted she had it since 2018. So she did not like it. Will laughed though, so it seems like everything should go good. But then after that, that's when things got weird. The camera does a hard cut from her to Rock because Rock's going to move on to his next part of the bit, and then all of a sudden Will Smith walking on stage and yeah, just walked up. Chris Rock had no idea what's going on, slapped him in the face. Now, and then walked back to his seat. And Chris Rock, just like me, just like everyone who saw that video, whether it was live or not, was pretty stunned. I shouldn't say everyone was stunned. I'm sure other people are like, oh, yeah, this is typical of blah, 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 and so, or whatever. But for me, I wasn't expecting anything like that. I guess you are when somebody tells you about the video, like yo, Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, yo, that's pretty hardcore. Like, and you're like, nah. You go online and you see it, and it's like, wow, that's crazy. Anyways, so yeah, that's what happened. And then he went back to his seat, and it didn't end there. At this point, everyone still thinks it's a joke. But then he's like, keep my wife's name out your effing mouth. And he said it twice. And after that, Chris Rock, he wasn't sure what to do. So he just moved on with the show and then went on from there. Okay, so that's kind of a breakdown of what actually happened. Now, we'll get to the part where it's my opinion on this. So, like I said, I'm just a normal pedestrian. You probably never heard of me, never seen me before. That's totally fine. This is my opinion, though, on it. Um, so, a lot of people have theories that it was because Jada got pissed and Will wanted to go up and do things. Um, now, I believe that is the main reason why Will Smith went up there, because he probably saw it as a real joke, you know. So, um, anyways, hold on. Just want to drink some good old coffee. Yeah, so he just saw it as a genuine joke. In my opinion, I thought the joke was pretty funny. Um, Jada thought it wasn't funny, but that's just me. Also, if you one thing that's interesting, if you watch the video when he makes the joke, he does it in a way where he says it so quickly that he just tries to get it in there right before he moves on. And the cut from him to her and Will's laughing, and then she slowly rolls her eyes, and then it goes back to Chris Rock. He's like this. It is like almost so I am like an amateur editor. I wouldn't say filmmaker, but I know how that process works. It was it was perfect cuts for if it was like either I wouldn't say a dark comedy, but just like a satirical uh comedy thing. So I that's what I thought right away. I was like, wow, that's pretty good. So it wasn't just the joke itself, but the editing was on par. Um Anyways, Jada didn't like the joke, and I have a feeling that she sent up Will to go deal with it. Either that or gave him a look. And this is one thing that a lot of people don't take into account. I haven't heard very often is that Will might have been drunk. And not might have, probably, and also either drunk or tipsy and or tipsy. So So I think he wasn't thinking when he went up there and slapped him. And I don't think Jada was thinking either. Because if you look at the brand new video where you look at the perspective from behind Jada and Will, when he comes back to sit down and Chris Rock, he's trying to collect himself after he's just been slapped in the face. Um, They both react to it as if it's normal. I mean, I guess I don't know what Will's see. I can barely see his face on that, but you can kind of see the side of Jada's face, and they just take it as normal. I mean, you could say it's because they're high up there as elites, as elite actors and all that. It's not just that though. It's I think anyone would think it was a bit. And even though it was a joke against her and she took it personally, she immediately snaps back to her original kind of viewing um, behavior, basically, as if nothing was going on. And that's the thing that's really kind of frightening about this, because there are a bunch of aspects to this. Like I said, there it, they're at a huge show, one of the hugest shows that's shown live on TV. They're in the front row. They're given all this prestige because they are A-list actors. Well, Will is. I don't that's the whole thing. I don't think Jada is at all. But someone said she's B-list at best. I agree with that. So um but yeah, so yeah, they just look normal. And Chris Rock, like, honestly, even now, he still doesn't know how to deal with it. He doesn't know how to deal with it so much. There were two incidents that makes me feel like it took him out of his element. Like, he's been doing show business for well over 30 years now. And And this is one thing that took him out of it, made him brought him back down to a normal pedestrian, I guess you could say. Um, is that the first thing is he left the show right after that, from what I've heard. And then after, like at one of the after Oscar parties, he met Wanda Sykes, and the first thing he said was he was so sorry because he didn't mean this incident to take away from her night, because it was her night. It was her night, Amy Schumer's, and Regina King's night. Um, so that's one thing. The other thing is his first live show. He was saying that he didn't know how to process everything. So he still needed more time before we would actually talk about it. So that's how you know it pulled him out of his element, or that's how you can guess. I shouldn't say you know anything. All these people going online saying you know this, you know that, you know that. No, you don't. Also, many reports are making little tidbits seem like facts. Like, for example, look at look up Will's apology that came out a day later, and people are saying this is an official. Sorry, this is an official apology, which is not. In my opinion, I guess I'm old school. An official apology would be he does an actual press conference. He gets in front of a bunch of press, and he talks about it publicly, and he publicly apologizes to Chris Rock. That, in my opinion, would be way more personal and way more official than just some posts on Instagram. And a lot of people are saying that post was doctored by his people, by someone who works for him, not himself. I'm sure he looked it over and approved it, but he didn't write it. So, and I was thinking about that, so I could trail off and talk about that. I'm just going to do a little bit. It's kind of funny. I was thinking, how many of these A-list actors have people they hire to do shit for them, basically, to do all the dirty work for them, like come up with speeches, find places to stay, find places to eat, all this stuff. And it's amazing because it just feels like I get it. When you're a star, you don't always want to be clobbered by fans everywhere you go. But along with that, you have to realize you are a person. You never ever rise above that unless you can figure out some way to change your species, which no one has even bothered to figure that out. So, or maybe someone has. I shouldn't speak so soon. Someone has, but hasn't gotten anywhere yet, or anywhere that the public knows about. Um, so yeah, Hollywood is pretty isolated from the rest of society. If I shouldn't say they all act like this, but many, I would say, I would give a good guess that at least half of Hollywood elites act like they're privileged, snot-nosed babies. And that's where we come to the crux of my opinion on this. Will Smith is a baby. Okay. I've dealt with so many drunks in my life, and I can't tell you how much his rant against Chris, even though it was short, it sounded like a drunken rant from a petulant child, basically. Like, you can't do that. You can't do that because I said so, like that. Now, people will say, oh, he's just defending his woman. Well, okay, let's talk about his woman, because that's important too. Jada, it it's known that Jada was, come on, let's be fair, cheating on on Will with one guy we know for sure. I think his name is August or Augusta or whatever, and who knows how many other guys. That one for sure we know about because she talked about it, which I don't know why she brought that up. in public, but good on her, I guess. Um, that's a whole nother topic, by the way. But anyways, um, so yeah, Jada did that. Also, people always like one guy summed it up really good. Before she was with Will, the only thing she was known for was being friends with Tupac. So I mean, and before that, I guess she was a drug dealer. I think she actually said that. I don't know. I could be misquoting, but I mean, I guess I looked it up on Wiki. Anyone can edit Wikipedia, so if I'm a liar, I'm a liar. Whatever. But she's she doesn't seem like a very stable person from what I've read. Now, of course, everything you read can be twisted and changed to somebody else's tune. So let's just look. So I was just trying to look at Jada from what I guess she has said publicly and what has been said about her. But let's just keep it to the facts. So let's go back to what I was saying. Like people will say that Will was trying to defend her honor. Okay, so there's a time to defend her honor, and there is a way to defend her honor. Um, it doesn't have to be like a drunken idiot, and that's what Will Smith did. I hate to say this because I like The Fresh Prince of Bel Air. I like Bel Air. I like a lot of his movies, not some of the more recent ones, but a lot of his movies. I haven't seen King Richard. I've heard it's good. I probably will go see it someday, but for now, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Um, but yeah, that's my opinion on that. And so, like I said, Will Smith is a baby. He got and it wasn't like it wasn't even that he gave it that much thought because he thought the joke was funny. I thought the joke was funny. People are saying, "Oh, it's a bad joke. It was horrible. You shouldn't make fun of people with alopecia." First of all, we don't even know if that's why he made the bald joke. He might have just made the joke for the simple fact that she was bald at the time. It doesn't necessarily mean that it was about her alopecia. That's one thing to take into consideration. One thing does not mean the other, and that's especially with people on social media like I am, I guess, right now. Um, it's easy to jump from one thing to another, but things are not always so easily connected like that. Okay, and then I mean, and GI Jane too. A lot of people were saying that GI Jane is an inspiration for women. It's a fictional tale about the first female Navy SEAL and how she had to train up to be part of basically what was an all boys group or all men's group at the time. So it's an inspiring tale for women for sure, saying that women can do as much as men or better. So I mean, I don't know why that's bad to be compared to GI Jane. So I know that's not the context, but I mean, if you really want to break it down, it wasn't that bad a joke. And Chris Rock was honestly, in my opinion, doing it as a courtesy to her because he brought in Will on the joke with Javier Bardem and Elizabeth Shue, and then he saw Jada, and he tried to pack her in really quick. Now he realized that some people were booing. Some people were saying a lot of people were booing. That's not true. I didn't hear the entire auditorium boo. I only heard a few people boo. Um, and also, I don't think anyone, unless you were actually there, can make that judgment. So, um, but anyways, it wasn't that bad a joke. I mean, it wasn't amazing. It was just a something that he got out really quick. And even he admitted he saw it wasn't really taking very much. So he's like, okay, we're gonna move on from that because that's what you do if a joke is not satisfactory, you move on and you move on quick if you're a comedian. So you don't want to stay on it too long. Otherwise people will be like, ah, why do we want to listen to this fucker, you know? Um so okay, and then there's other aspects to this. Yeah. Okay, so we talked enough about that. Like I think Will was a child being told what to do by Jada. Now we get to the part that's that furthers the BS crap that's already happened. So the main event has already happened. People are still startled, but Will's still there. He sits down as if nothing happens. He yells his bull crap to Chris Rock, and then he crosses his legs and he's like, "Okay, now I'm back to normal." Which no, you're not. That is a drunken outrage. What he did, basically, and I say drunken because unfortunately, it's a stereotype that usually that kind of bullshit happens with drunken assholes. So, um, and yeah, so from that point, you know, now he was told. Now people are saying he was. The academy is saying he was told to leave, but he refused. Like they asked, I should say it right. They asked him to leave, but he refused. And then other people are now saying that's BS. Who is right? Who is wrong? Who knows? The but the fact is that he stayed there. He stayed in his seat. He did not wasn't escorted out. He wasn't thrown out like any other person would have been. It's not just because of his status. It's because he's in the front row, and also, even though I really disagree with a lot of points on this with some people, but someone said that um, he was mentally disturbed after that. So you don't want to remove a mentally disturbed person uh, in between like commercial breaks and stuff like that. So I mean, yeah. So that was bad too. Um, so moving on from that part, moving on to the fact that he's still there. And then 45 minutes later, he wins the Best Actor award for King Richard, which is dumbfounding to say the least because he shouldn't even be there. He should have been escorted out. Um, but yeah. So, anyways, yeah. So he stayed there. He won the Best Actors award. He was able to give a speech uninterrupted for 5 to 7 minutes. Now, this is one thing that's interesting. It said people say uninterrupted. However, I saw one person watching it and they tried to put a commercial up, but it looks like the producer stopped them from putting up the Oscar logo and then going to commercial. I think the producer stopped them from doing it. So not only did he get to speak that long, the producer of the Oscars, he stopped it from happening. That's what it seems like. I'm not saying that's what happened, but it seems like that. Anyways, let's get to Will's speech, which he tries to basically explain why he's doing it in an indirect way. So you know what? I want to make sure I get this right. So let me see if I can find it because I know basically the gist of the speech, but I want to make sure that I get it right. And I am pretty sure he did not write most of this, just like most celebrities. Let's see here. Okay, here it is. Okay, so he says Richard Williams was a fierce defender of his family, which is very interesting. He says this. He says, "Oh, Richard Williams would have done the same thing. He would have defended his woman," which is funny because I think it was only a day or two after the slap that Richard Williams did speak out, and he said, "You, we don't condone violence unless it's in self-defense." So, nope, you're wrong about that. I mean, at the time, God, it would have been nice if Richard was actually there. I wonder if he was. If he wasn't, I bet he wish he was so he could say no, false, or maybe not, probably not. I don't know. Okay, and then he says he's overwhelmed by what God is calling on me to do and be in this world. Don't bring God into this. No, it is not a religious thing. No. Don't do that. Whatever you believe in, I'm pretty I'm 100% sure. I will state that I'm 100% sure that if there is a God that he is talking about, that he did not say go slap this guy because he made fun of your wife. Pretty sure not. Okay, let's see. So he's talking about how he got to he got to protect the two actresses that played Venus and Serena, and then being called in on my life to love people and to protect people and be a river to my people. Slapping is not love. You didn't necessarily protect Jada because there were better ways you could have done that. All you did was you gave rise to you showed people that um hey, I can do this, so you can do this too. He basically gave rise to being toxic, or as people are saying, toxic masculinity, which people are like, oh, this is a buzzword and stuff like that. Well, I think he is showing masculinity. It would be more appropriate to say he's showing masculinity in a toxic way. Like it's okay to slap people. He's saying there is a reason to slap people, and there's not. So that's wrong. River to my people. So I'm unqualified to talk about this. So I won't touch it. I'll just say that some people say one thing and other people say another thing. It's up to your interpretation for that. Let's see. You got to be able to take abuse. You got to be able to have people talk crazy about you. um well, they weren't talking crazy about you, they were talking crazy about your wife. So, and honestly, you didn't really stand. It's not like you stood in front of it. You kind of did, I guess. I guess I could give that to you. But Chris was not talking crazy. He was not talking crazy. He was making a joke. There is a difference. Now, you can disagree with a joke, but it was clear he was not just directly saying, like, being disrespectful on purpose. He was just making a joke. In my opinion, this is my opinion, by the way. Uh, in this business, you gotta be able to have people disrespecting you. You gotta smile and pretend like it's okay. Yeah, yeah, that's true. You got to do that at any job, though, so that's kind of general. Um, and there are much harder jobs than being an actor. I mean, what about anyone who has to exert themselves physically for a job? You're saying somebody who is a construction worker who has to mentally and physically abuse his body every day to get his job done, works less than an actor? No. Unless you're Tom Cruise and you want to abuse your body to do stuff, like do your own stunts and stuff like that. That's what I mean. So, okay. And then, oh God, this is the biggest load of crap. when Denzel Washington said to me a few minutes ago, "At your highest moment, be careful. That's when the devil comes for you." So I love that in that part of the speech. The camera looked directly at Denzel, and Denzel had this blank ass stare. He had a smile, so you were thinking, "Oh yeah, that's my boy," or something like that. But I feel like Denzel was probably thinking more like, "Don't bring me into your bullshit," you know. Even though he was comforting Will, so who knows what he was thinking? I don't know. It's hard to say. Um, but let's analyze that a bit. The devil, that's when the devil comes for you? No, you were the devil, dude. Don't blame the devil on it. So you're blaming yourself. You're basically saying that the devil was coming for you, but you were already the devil. So just like I want to be a vessel for love, vessel. Well, I mean, slapping someone is not part of that. So okay, I want to be an ambassador to that kind of love and care and concern. Okay, that's fine. I want to apologize to the Academy. I want to apologize to all my fellow nominees. What about Chris? Where's Chris? Of course, he doesn't apologize to the one person he really should apologize to. He does not apologize to him. And that's horrible. Yeah, he does it a day later, but during that speech should have been the time when he did it, and he did not do it. Art imitates life. I look like the crazy father, just like they said. Well, that's true. He looked like I wouldn't say father, I'd just say crazy person. Um, Love will make you do crazy things. That, while that may be true, that is not a justification for slapping someone. So, uh, yeah, he talks about his mom. By the way, his mom said, "Oh, he never did that before." Like she was pretty disappointed too. She didn't outright say it because I think even his mom is scared of him at this point. So, um I'm taking up too much time. No, that's an understatement that you're taking up too much time. Yeah, and hoping the Academy invites me back. I really hope they don't, but I have a feeling they will. I have a feeling they'll go so far as to let him host the next Oscars. God, if that happens, I definitely don't want to watch that Oscars. So, okay, the apology happened. Um, Then after that, that's when the Academy said all their stuff like we told him to leave, but then he didn't, and all that. So yeah. So I guess I'm getting to the end of this. So to sum up my opinion on the whole thing, I think that I think that Will Smith is a petulant child, a baby, couldn't take a joke, just like his wife, Jada, who also couldn't take a joke even more than him. And actually, Will wouldn't have even gave a crap until he looked at his wife. Now, people say, oh, you saw how sad his wife was and he defended her honor. What I think that was he felt like he had to act immediately. There's lots of jokes like, "Oh, Tupac would have shot him" or something like that. Like she would say, "I'm not impressed. Tupac would have shot him." Um, which leads me back to what I said about Jada before. Jada is very manipulative, and as another guy who I looked up his opinion and I really like what he said, I agree with him. Where he said, "Will does not need Jada for anything because." like unfortunately I'm going to steal his line. Has anyone here growing up had a poster of Jada Pinkett Smith on their wall? Probably not. Or if you have, you're like one in a million, so not too many people. Um, she's not a horrible actor, but what I have seen her act in, it's just like whatever, you know. It's just like she's fine. She's fine. But Will does not need her. He definitely doesn't need someone who's being manipulative at this level. Plus, he's already a high level actor. So he like a high level A-list actor. So does he really need all this stuff? I mean, and honestly, the last thing I'll mention is his kids coming to defend him, which I kind of expected. Um, because I mean, that's a whole nother rant in itself. Um, all I'll say is that I don't think afterwards he should have gone and partied like he did. That was horrible. He should have went home to sober up and reflect on what he actually did. But I'm pretty sure it's clear what he probably did. He probably just went home and he just went about his day like normal and then had his PR person write something up. And that's probably what he'll have to write up for the Academy. The Academy on April 18th, they're going to decide what they do about him um, because of this incident. And I'm sure a PR person's going to write something for him then as well. so so that's it. We have two different a-holes. We have the probably drunken a-hole who who does whatever his um, manipulative wife makes him do, and we have the comedic a-hole, which I'm not gonna say Chris Rock is totally an angel in this situation, but he did not deserve a slap for that joke. That joke was not like amazing. It wasn't like the most offensive thing I've ever heard or something like that. And as Stephen Colbert said, if you really want to offend a comedian, don't laugh at his joke. So I guess I'm going to end with that. Um, I just hope everything works out for I guess Chris Rock. Will Smith, I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about him now, but I don't know. We'll see if he turns it around and changes my mind, shows me that he's a good person or not. Not that my opinion matters. I'm just a pedestrian. So, anyways, I'm gonna end the stream now. So, nobody watched this stream, but you're always welcome to watch the video later and comment. Like people say, comment down below. Let me know what you think. And I would be interested to hear what other people have to say on this. So once again, I'm just a nobody pedestrian. I don't have anything to do with the entertainment industry, but this incident seemed pretty important, so I wanted to give my 2 cents in on it. So, anyways, guys, that's it for me now. I'm probably going to be back on Twitch streaming again, which is normally what I do. I stream video games on there, so if you want, you can catch me there. You can just search for Comixine 120 on Twitch. Other than that, I'm heading out, guys. If you did watch the video, thanks for watching all the way through, and I'll see you later. Take it easy.